welcome to my channel. A few weeks ago, Kerr from Happiness in Crafting made a loaded pocket out of 3 sheets of A4 coffee dye paper. Well, as you know, I've got lots of packaging, so I thought I'd give it a go. And what I've done, I've used 2 sheets of the packaging. I've got a little dangle I've made on the side here. Whoops, there. I've used papers from the Digital Collage Club, the French receipt or French invoice papers, and the ephemera just comes from what I've got in my stash. When I first started journaling, I got freebies and bought kits, and I didn't keep a note of where I got them from. I do now, so I know. So bear with me as I don't know where everything's come from, where all these have come from. So I've just slipped them in there. As I'm using Paris French themed invoices, I've tried to find ephemera that related to France. That is from Kerr's, one of her words and quotes. Whoops, that goes in there. Again, words and quotes, and I've got another Eiffel Tower. I think these are from Pink Monarch, and I think these might be from, the tag might be from Artie Mays. Some more postcards. When I first started, I got a lot from My Porch Prince and Tsunami Rose, so it might be from there. I've sewn the 2 pages together using a pamphlet stitch. I've reinforced it with some material there. A little pocket here with a definition in. And then these I made from some of the papers left over. Book page tags. I think these are from Pink Monarch prints. I'm sure they are. I've got some big ones, and I think these might be the smaller versions. I've backed in some of the invoice paper that I've got left. And this is the big one. Again, I've got another little pocket there. These definitions come from My Porch Prints. So just a little pocket there, and then here that's from Artie Mays, her layered tags. That's from Pink Monarch Prints, one of her big journaling cards. And this was a notebook I made ages ago. And again, I just pulled it out the stash because I thought it looked quite good in there. Anyway, what I thought was I'd show you how I've made it with the packaging. How to put it together using the packaging I've got. And maybe you'll be able to use up some of your Amazon packaging or whatever else you've got when you do go crafting, get your crafting supplies. As you know, mine came in perforated sheets. So what I've done, I've gone 1/2 inch in, folded down, and then I just put glue down the middle here, down this flap, there. And just fold that over to sit on the edge there with that straight. Where is it there? And just pull it back like that. And then so I just measure 1/2 inch in. There, fold it over that way. Before I glue, I will double check that I've got the same size pockets, same width. Yeah. So just glue down the side here. As I say, if you haven't got like this perforated packaging, you could cut it into certain sizes, even if you wanted to cut it into A4 as well. Right there. So that this then, where is it there? Comes across. So you've got like a tube now, here and here. So you take the, let me get the right sides, I always try and stick to the right sides, that way round there, and that way round there. So now you fold them so that this gets a bit awkward. You put it there, basically, get a rough idea of where you want to fold it. So I gave a gap of about just over an inch. Yeah, about 1 2/8 inches, I think it was. That's 1 1/4 inches, isn't it? Yeah, about 1 1/4 inches I used. But I sort of gauge it, and then you kind of turn it up so these are the same, but as you can see sometimes you have to manipulate it a bit so that you've got it roughly. You don't want this bottom pocket too small. What did I make it here? Just under 2 inches. So what is that? Yeah, it could be a little bit bigger. So if I go there, try and get them level. I mean, it does, by the time you've got your tags and everything else in, it doesn't really notice. There we go. So where's my, there, and there. So I'll be sewing here. But first, before I do any of that, I'm going to be putting the papers on. Right, papers. I've decided to use the Wild West kit from Kerr Shopwell, Wonders by Wink. She has a Wild West kit which I thought was a little bit different. And they're collaged papers, so they go quite well for something like this. There we go. And then I've also done a couple of the journal cards. I've made them slightly larger to go in the top pockets. I've done a template to make some tags out of any paper I've got left. And then these are the smaller cards, journal cards that come with the kit as well. So, first of all, I'm choosing a bit for the back. And I've gone for something, I've got to find it. There. That's sort of quite plainish because you're not really going to see it as such. So what I've done, I just mark, I go quite close to the edge with it. Oh, I forgot my cutter. Oh, there we go. Now this is where I find I can't find the pencil mark. You watch, I never can. There, I have to, there, make it very long. Otherwise it looks part of the collage. I always do this when I use collage papers. I always lose the pencil mark. See, I'm going to use that for a tag. And this one is here. And they could be some long journal cards in the bottom pockets. Put that over there. There. And I'm going to use Vintage Photo to ink the edges. Here. Right. Well, it's Sunday here. The weather's still warm. We've had yet another heat wave. So I'm sitting in the aircon. And it's great because you think, oh, this is nice and comfortable. Then you go out to the lounge or outside and you go, oh God, I forgot what it was like. And we've decided we're having a barbecue tonight, just us two. Outside. Obviously, do a barbecue outside, don't you? Anyway, what are you up to this weekend? Chat to me in the comments, let me know what you're doing. Right, so I'm sticking this on here. There's my tissue there, not tissue, dry wipe, there. Sometimes find it sticks, takes quite a while to stick this tacky glue. It doesn't stick straight away. There, so that's the back done. Now the front bit here, and as we've got our marks already, an idea of where we're going. Maybe I'll take that. There's some people. They look like gold miners, don't they? Travelling to California during the gold rush. That way, there. Yeah, which reminds me, I did my, you would have seen by now, my California Dreaming Journal, which came out last Wednesday. Well, will be coming out on Wednesday, but I'm filming this on Sunday, but you would have seen it because this is not out yet till after that. All gets very complicated. You see, now I've lost it again. I've lost the pencil mark. Typical. Right there. Ah, it was that side. I missed it. I was looking down the bottom for it. There it is. Right there. So what I have to, whoops, do a little bit of printing as well. What I have to do now is cover all these pieces of packaging in papers, and then we start making the ephemera to load it up. So I won't bore you with watching me stick pieces of paper onto other pieces of paper. So, but what I will do, actually thinking about it, I won't make that. What I'll do is I will probably put that there, because then it will follow on from that one up the top there, like that. So that when you pull it down, you'll see that it follows on and it's the right way up. So I'll probably do that one next. After I've stuck this down. Yeah, you don't really want to see me sticking lots of papers on paper, so I'll glue's going everywhere. I'll be back shortly with it all done. The papers have all now been put on, as you can see here, flips down like this. Now the next stage, and the back. The next stage is now sewing it there. I've got this material I got from a local craft shop here, pre-finding the textile shop in Torrevieja. So it's like a very thin calico, I think. I'm not very good with material. Anyway, I've made a small strip like this that I'm going to glue onto this bit here with equivalent of 3-in-1. So, or your Fabri-Tac, whichever. So I just glue this down where I fold it. Like that. Move that one out of the way. And as I've folded it in half to get a rough idea where the middle is, so I'm putting it up like that, so I know that it's going in the right place. There. And then what I'll do is I will put a thin strip along here to hold this down, and the same this side. Just to hold that down there. Right, now I have to leave that to dry and come back to it and sew it with a pamphlet stitch once it's dry. Like that. So it comes up like that. Meanwhile, I've made some ephemera, I've made some smaller journal cards, I've made a small tag using the leftover papers, I've made a couple of larger tags. I made this and this one from the kit and enlarged the images. I made some journal cards, another journal card there, and this is actually from the kit that I've backed. Some of it I've backed in tea dye paper, some I've backed with the some of the leftover paper. I've still got these bits here, so at the moment I'm not too sure. I'm going to put all that in and then see where I am. The other thing, one of the reasons I got the Wild West kit is because I picked this book up for €1 at the charity shop, and it's a really lovely book actually. some beautiful, and I thought I'd do some illustrations. I'll do some journals using the illustrations and the pictures. As you see, I've already been cutting out ready for this one. But look, there's some gorgeous pictures here. This is sand. I thought it was snow at first. And the flowers, the cacti. And it gives some history as well. There's things about the gold rush, how the war with Mexico back in 1848, roughly, I think. Apparently it says here Mexico was to sell California for $15 million on the 28th of February 1848, 10 days after the first gold nuggets had been discovered on the 24th of Jan. And 2 years later, this newly acquired American state was to produce 3 times its purchase price in gold ingots. So it's some really interesting facts in here and some beautiful photography. I travelled to the States when I was 21, and I travelled round on a Greyhound bus for 4 months back in the late 70s. And I actually went to Yosemite National Park, and camped here. I believe that's El Capitan. As you can see, some gorgeous images in here. Anyway, I've cut some things out. Where are we? And I've backed them. I've cut some pictures out, Yosemite, and backed them in coffee paper to make little tags, journal cards with. I thought would be quite nice. There was this phrase in there, travelling in the USA, I thought I'd put on there, so I've backed it onto some paper I've cut with my crinkly scissors. I've made a couple of pockets to go in there, one for there, and that will slide in there. And this one I'm putting, yes, this one, no, not that one, this one in there, like that. So they're going there. And then I've also cut out just a couple of the black and white images from that book that I'm going to put onto some tags, and I've inked round. So once that's dry, next is sewing it in. Okay, it's all sewn in now, as you can see there. Whoops. So it's now filling it up. So what I've got is I've got the large journal card for the top. I've got a tag that I've put some seam binding in and put an eyelet in. I have the other tag. Now I've got my nice new tool here that does these slot, I don't know, holes. So actually, if I do it that way, I can see what I'm doing. So if I put it roughly there, see, and it makes one of those slots, which I thought was a bit different. Just acquired that. So I'm going to put a bit of seam binding through it. This is tea-dyed seam binding, by the way, that I've done myself. So that can then go in there. I might tie it into a knot, might stand up a bit better, mightn't it? Yeah, put that there. Then I have a tool tag here that I'm going to put, and I've forgotten it, there it is, some cheesecloth on and the cactus. It's quite difficult deciding, whoops, because these papers have all got lovely images on, and I didn't really want to cover them up. At least I didn't anyway. So I'm just using my 3-in-1. It's actually block from Craftelia, but the equivalent to the 3-in-1 for that to go on there. Like that. And then this one, smaller tag, I thought I'd put a bit of black lace. Where are we there? On the bottom of this deer, I think. pin. I'm not very good with animals. There. And then just put this onto the tag, or journal card. Oops. There, like that. Ugh, I'm sticking it to myself. Whoops. Where's my wipe? There. There. So what I have is this one in here with this one. Oh, and I've also put on, which reminds me I haven't done it on there. And I did have it. I've lost it. Oh well, if I find it, I'll let you know. I've put some of these little tabs on the journal cards. I cut them out on my silhouettes, different sizes. As you can see there, I've put one on there. So this goes in here as well. And then I actually did do another one, the photograph one, to go in this one here. And then this and this are going in here, along with this, the picture. And then down the front I have that one and that one, and then I've got one of the other cards, come one, come all, to go in there, and the little tag I made that I've put an eyelet in as well, there. So that's all the ephemera going in. One of the other things I'm doing, which maybe I should have done a bit later, is, oops, I'm going to put some lace just so that it strengthens it a bit across here as well. And I've gone for the black lace. Doesn't seem very straight. There. Oops. So, probably going to go up the back of the envelope of the pockets rather than a bit more than the front. So with this, I the glue 3-in-1, and I just go along the edge to start off with. I just feel it might make it a little bit stronger. Yeah, I mean, these can go in your journals, or they can whoops, right, this is where I get in a mess as usual, trying to get it level, trying to get it straight is another thing. There, like that, and then I'm just going to put a little bit extra dotted along there just to hold it down. There, and then the same on the back. Whoops, that's come out. Just along here, just to hold it down a bit more. There. That's it, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'll let that dry, and then I'll come back. I'll let that dry, because the next thing is the pockets inside. Okay, it's now just doing the pockets and putting this front bit on here, which wrong glue. So I'm just going to attach this to the front of the lace. I mean, you can put as much or as little embellishment on these as you like. I have found I do like using the collage plate papers a bit more than I'd sort of, if you're doing real picture papers, if you know what I mean, it might be a bit more difficult. Now to put this pocket on here, so it's a side pocket, so it's just down here, down these three sides, like that. slots in there like that. And then this one I'm putting the pocket here. So again, whoops, there's a bit of much glue down there. A bit extra down there, it's not come out very well. And down there. There. And then that can slot in there. And then it's putting the ephemera in. So I'm putting that there, that there, that there. This. No, that's the wrong way round. That also goes in the front there. These go in here with that one, like that. And then you have these going in here, like that. And then you've got the back ones with the big journal card and the tags there. So it comes up like that, whoops, comes up like that, up like that and like that. And then what I've done, I've also made a dangle with a bulldog clip. And I don't know if you can see, I've got a little cowboy hat, I've got a train, and I've got a gun. What they used to be called, Smith & Westons, I think. And I've got a horse's head there. Unfortunately, I don't have any brass, antique gold brass bulldog clips. So I've only got silver for the moment. So that goes on there to close it up, like that. So you've got that one, the Wild West one. And I've got the French theme one here. So that's it. That's how you make it. I hope you found this helpful. So decorate, put as much in as you like. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.